I say yes and no to this question. I think what you guys were saying about the failure there is guys can't afford to fail. While us here, we can probably afford to fail until we're like 35 and we're like, okay, maybe we should actually do something about this. You know what I mean? But you guys can't afford to fail because you guys got family back home you're actually relying on. So really I had yes and no. No, I said no because I believe you guys have more of a motivation, not necessarily an advantage. I believe there are studies that show that children from immigrant households usually outperform their parents, and I believe that goes down to motivation from the children to do better for their parents in that country that gives them more opportunity. And aside from the motivation aspect, I think the other component is travel. And I think that's the one thing you guys didn't kind of touched on, but didn't really touch on. In this country, the poor people don't travel. A lot of these black and brown people stay in the same neighborhoods their whole life. And that lack of travel really hinders a person's scope. And when you travel, you're able to see how different cultures live compared to yours, and you're able to increase your knowledge and awareness because of that exposure. So I guess you could say this privilege these children of immigrants have when it comes to travel, is traveling, I would say, and seeing how their parents live compared to this country, and it can add to that motivation of wanting to do better. But then on the flip side, I say yes too, because I think about the immigrants who came to this country and opened like a business. Like if you think about the Asian families with the with Chinese stores and stuff like that, I believe their children have an advantage when it comes to building wealth. And that's because they've grown up in these stores learning about the ins and outs of running a business. So I do think there's an advantage there, because when you say an advantage, it's you have a one up on the competition. But in reality, with us being black, do we really have an advantage when it comes to building wealth? Our interest rate is going to be way higher than our white counterparts. Our appraisal is going to be way lower than our white counterparts. So can you really say we have an advantage? I don't really say we have an advantage, but when you like you guys too, because you guys are black just like us. You might be immigrants, but you're black just like us, and that's what they're going to see you as, black too. So I wouldn't say, so that's why I say yes and no. You know what I mean? I do think there is a component of yes, there's people with an advantage because they've been in those families that, oh, I know how to build a business. I know how to maintain a business. I know how to start a business. But a lot of people don't have that. So